Hey guys, it's Rachel with Rachel's Truth. I wanted to come back and do an audio version for a video because, as I mentioned in one of my last videos, I did a chemical peel and I am looking like a hot mess. So, I just wanted to continue for episode 2 for women who list Atlanta. So, we're just going to jump right into it. This episode was, once again, trauma filled, right? So this episode starts with Kiera. She's showing B. Simone. She has a huge social media presence. She's a comedian. I guess she does a little bit of acting, and she's just well known, right? And she's showing her home. I believe it's a condo in Atlanta. So they're showing it to her. They're showing how they met. They knew each other before the pandemic, not the pandemic, but they knew each other before, B. Simone became famous. B. Simone used to do hair. And that was interesting to know. I don't really follow B. Simone like that. I know of her and heard some things, rumors and different things, but I really don't follow her. I don't know much about her. But it was just really nice to see, she's showing her home. They know each other. But it wasn't up B. Simone's alley. I mean, Kiera should have known. Like the the closet was way too small for a female. It looked like a man lived there as like his bachelor pad. Yes, I can go with that. But the closet was too small. Was it the kitchen that was small too? Something else was too small. And it just was like, Kiera should have known better, right? I guess she just tried. She winged it, whatever. So in this episode, Kiana is, we see her husband, and he looks presentable. He looks like, an upstanding man or whatnot. They have a chef, catering to them for breakfast or whatever. Kiana once again talks about how she was poor, and how one time she lived without the lights for like 30 days. And how, it's not about money for her, and that she works and her sister works for her. She takes care of her mother and other family members. So she was really, really stressing those things because I guess she has this image, the way people see her, and she just wanted to put that out there. It's not about money. I'm taking care of people. I'm helping people. I'm building generational wealth, right? So, yeah, so she talks about that very passionately. And then she mentions how she's been married for 8 years. And, she does a lot of, they did bring up how she does a lot of, she's on Instagram a lot. So she does like Instagram lives or whatever. Her husband was saying that she lives on there. And it could feel that way, especially if you're on social media and you have an audience and you're catering to that. It does become, a lot, right? But, if you're getting paid for it and it's helping to get you where you need to be in your career, then it's understandable, right? She talks about her marriage and stuff and how her husband, he's taken out her weaves and braids and he just loves her for her. And it just sounds like, that they have a really, really, really good relationship. They did discuss Robin. She discussed Robin with her husband. And her husband, men can be more understanding in situations like that. Understanding that, it's business. But he did assume that, that he was friends with her, that she wouldn't try to take advantage of his wife in that way. So she further discussed how she just, she needed a holding space to launch her real estate brokerage, to hold the files, and asking for $500 a file for 26 files, which is $13,000, is outrageous. I mean, she just figured that Robin would have held her down, right? Because it was just her and one other agent. But, she does bring up, meeting up with Robin, how Robin has this idea, but her husband feels like that doing anything with Robin wouldn't be okay. He doesn't feel that it would be okay. But then Kiana did bring up that maybe she's not doing well, and that's why she wants to bring the ladies together, because she's not doing well in her career, and that maybe she can get some support, some help from the other ladies and benefit off of that. But she's just saying that she's going to go just to say no, and she wants the other girls to say no as well. So Kira got a phone call away from her house. When she was away from her house, that her home burned down after she just purchased it like a month ago. She had bought the house with the boyfriend, and then after the house burnt down, and you go through all of that stress and trying to cope, and sometimes things don't work out with that relationship, because what happens doesn't affects the relationship, right, in a sense. So a lot of people don't cope effectively, and so her and her boyfriend did end up breaking up. And I'm assuming that it was related to all the stress with the house, because it happens. You know how sometimes when people they have a child, and maybe, God forbid, the child passes away, and then they separate sometime after, or any of those instances, like, it's the stress, it's the coping, and maybe they start to blame one another, just different things, and it causes them to, distance from one another, and, go their separate ways. So they broke up. She talks about how she lost everything, and it's just really sad. And they were showing her at the site where the house burnt down, and just discussing things. So, of course she had insurance, so she'll get back a new home, but she won't get back all the, cherished items that she did lose, like pictures and different things that are just, lost forever. So that's definitely heartbreaking to have to go through something like that, and have to pick yourself up and start all over. So back at Tiffany's house, her son wants to practice driving, and you can tell she just seems very overwhelmed. She's like brushing him off, talking very loudly and stuff like that, and how she emphasized how she's struggling with balance. She talked about going through anxiety and panic attacks early that year, and I can fully relate to that. I don't know if I discussed in the last video, but that's something that I've struggled with my entire life. Since I was a kid, I had panic attacks, and I didn't know what they were until I got older. And at night, I would just lay there with my eyes open. I couldn't go to sleep. And that's when I started writing poetry. I wrote poetry to help myself fall asleep. And I had these panic attacks. I would go to sleep, and then I would wake up in the middle of the night in a panic attack, and just didn't know how to get myself out of it. Eventually, through the years, I've been able to cope and manage them better, but they are still the same, right? So I can fully understand the panic attacks and anxiety. She just feeling like she had no balance. She felt like she was afraid to leave her house. Like, she felt like she would die or something terrible would happen. I can't fully relate to just dying or thinking something terrible. Well, maybe a little bit terrible things, but not to the point where it made me not want to leave the house. I would leave the house, but I would still think that certain things could possibly happen, right? So everybody responds differently. She talks about how her family supported her. Her husband quit his job, and the kids loved on her, and her mom was very supportive. So that was good that she had all of that. So yeah, Tiffany discussed how she's celebrating 13 years of marriage, which is amazing. Definitely amazing. They're having dinner with Tiana and her husband, and they once again talk about how Crystal reached out to them. Actually, so Tiffany talks about how Crystal reached out to her after she had baby number 3. And she asked if she wanted her to transfer her business, her files that she had open to her, so she wouldn't have to worry, after having the baby and stuff. And Tiffany felt like it wasn't her being caring. It was just like business and, an opportunity that she was just trying to get on. She said she basically said, I didn't work this hard to have to work for someone else. So she did not agree to do that with Crystal. So as she mentioned before, she doesn't know Crystal like that. So it's kind of weird that she reached out to her asking for her business, her files, or whatever, it is, after she had the baby, like she's keeping tabs on her. I think that's really weird. So yeah. So after seeing, all the ladies' husbands, I'm just like, wait a minute. These are all very attractive men. I'm guessing that they, are equally yoked in a sense that they have something going on for themselves as well as men, being some sort of providers in a sense, or equal to, what is coming into the home, contributing, and could be attractive to other females out there, right? And now they're coming onto this reality show, and it just makes me think that, with all the drama you see in these reality shows, that there's women out there that see these beautiful women doing their thing, and then they see their husbands and they want their husbands. It happens all the time. Or maybe these men may have already be out there. And I never understood that, even with Martell from Love and Marriage Huntsville. Like, if you out there cheating and you doing dirty stuff, why would you come on reality TV? So I hope that is not the case with any of these men. I want to see healthy relationships. I want to see nice Black men doing what they're supposed to be doing, being respectful to their wives, honoring them, providing whatever they agree to within their marriage, and just being good fathers, good husbands, good businessmen, having morals and values and beliefs, just seeing that on TV instead of all this drama with side chicks, right? So I really hope that there's none of that drama, especially Tiffany's husband. He is very attractive. My eyes is not broken. So back to Robin. Robin, she does emphasize how she moved down in 2006 with her 2 kids, and she talks about how she went through physical, mental abuse. And I feel for her. But the one thing that I can say about this physical and mental abuse is, like, how long are you going to talk about or use it as an excuse? Because she did use it as an excuse in this episode. Use it as an excuse for when you do things. At what point do you take what happened to you and go get the help that you need? When does it happen? When does that happen? Because you know how when some people say, like, I'm like this because my mother, I'm like this because of my father, and this is what they did to me. But what are you doing to help yourself? Are you getting therapy? Are you on medication if you need medication? What is it that you're doing to help yourself so that when, situations arise, you can respond in a healthy manner instead of responding in a toxic way and then using what happened to you in your past as an excuse to keep doing or keep living in toxic behaviors, right? So that's what I feel that she does. And I feel she's very toxic, and she has a lot of undealt with trauma, whether it be childhood trauma or just trauma in her adult life within relationships, right? So she got pregnant at 16 years old. Maybe she didn't deal with that, So she was showing a guy a studio, she's in a building that she likes to sell a lot of homes in. So Tiana is up for an award, which was very nice to see, Black Girl Magic winning awards and stuff. And she actually won for best social media campaign. So that was really nice. They did bring up Robin, of course, and they were talking about how, like the apartment home that I said that she usually sells in. She said they were saying that it's not in the greatest area, and it's like horrible parking, so many different things, and really don't understand why people would even want to live over there. Um, Tiana did bring up that it's not the only building that she sells in. So Kiera said, "Oh, well, I don't know. I'm like basically, she doesn't follow her anymore." So that was the moment when I think I mentioned it in the last video, probably by mistake, but she was saying that Crystal and Robin had unfollowed her at the same time. I don't know why people care about that, but this is the day and age that we live in, I guess. Um, so yeah, they meet together. Finally, they meet up together with Robin, and it was just a hot, hot, hot mess. OMG, like just too much drama on the screen. And like I said last time, like with all of this drama, it's just like sometimes it's just too much for me, and I get like a sensory overload, and I just got to take a break. These last few days have been therapeutic for me, not to think about it or watch certain shows, because sometimes it's just too much. It really is. Reality TV can be too much for me, Rachel. So they did meet together. Tiana thinks it is a good idea, so she's on board. She thinks it's a great idea, for a group of black women, that are successful. So Kiana takes this opportunity to confront Robin. Robin uses what she went through as an excuse as to why she did what she did to Kiana with the files and wanting her to pay $500 a file. No, that is not an excuse. I'm sorry. Just take accountability. Say I just wanted the money, and it's about money. We may be cool, but we're not friends. Like Robin really tries to make it a point to let it be known that she doesn't mess with girls like that. So just be upfront. We not friends like that. This is about business. And if I'm going to do something, I want money. I worked hard for what I have. And if someone wants me to do something, I want money. Like, just keep it gutter. Like, really, she's not. She's not. She's using excuses. She's using her mental illness as an excuse. She passively apologizes and just wants to move on. And that's one thing I hate. I hate when people passively apologize and just want to scurry along, or they don't apologize and they just want to move on. That is the worst. Like as if it never happened. Like I hate when people don't address things. We have to address things. Everything is a learning point, a talking point. It needs to be addressed so that you can move forward. A lot of people don't like to take accountability, right? So Tiffany supported her in reference to her mental illness. And of course, just like I supported Tiffany and I supported Robin, but people still need to get help. Tiffany has gone through her mental illness too, so she does have sympathy towards her. Understandable. But Tiffany needs to remember that she doesn't know Robin, right? She doesn't know Robin. She will learn Robin. And, you see they get together and they're eating in and out. In one of the previews, I think it was a preview. She will find out. She will find out. So what Robin is describing, because she goes on to describe what she was going through, right? She's describing depression. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like she's describing depression. I'm not a doctor, but I do dib and dab in, mental health. And I am a certified clinical trauma professional. And I'm a nurse. So I know a few things, right? So the symptom she's describing is depression. So yeah, Tiffany, of course, her heart goes out to, Robin. So then Kiera brings up both of them unfollowing her. And it just seemed like high school, man. It really seemed like high school. I wouldn't have even brought it up. It just would have been a no for me. I don't want to work with you. If you have a feeling about someone, why even indulge in a relationship? Why even entertain it? Just move on. Just say no. Say no, thank you. Let them figure it out. You don't got to explain yourself, right? You already have your mind made up. They acting funny. Just move on, right? Instead, she wants to bring it up. So then Robin, once again, instead of taking accountability for her actions and just being upfront, right? And being real, like everyone likes to say that they're real, right? Robin blames the algorithm for why she got unfollowed. I don't get it. So Kira says she has DMs with Robin using heart eyes, saying she's beautiful. And she said, don't be a fan and then come act like a op. I don't even know if Robin even knew what she was talking about. But basically, you're here acting like whatever towards me, but you were in my DM with heart eyes telling me how beautiful I am. And then you unfollow me. And then now you're asking me to go into business with you, but you're brushing me off about my concerns, about my feelings, and not, validating my feelings or giving me a true, honest explanation as to why you unfollowed me, right? Because nowadays people take that personal. I don't care. I don't even check who follows me or unfollows me, right? Because my platform is for people who need it or want it, right? Not everything that I'm putting out there may be for everyone. Maybe it's triggering. So then they unfollow. I can't spend all day trying to figure out why somebody unfollowed me. I don't care. The people I care about are in my home. The people I care about are the people I talk to on the phone, the people I see in person, right? My immediate family, my mother, those people matter to me, right? So I just hate when people get caught up in all of that, right? So Crystal keeps saying triggering, because of course Robin's getting amped up. Everybody's getting amped up. It's just all types of excitement, and it's just stuff that I don't want to see. They don't know how to effectively communicate. No one knows how to take accountability. No one knows how to not say words that will trigger someone. So you're triggering someone by saying trigger. Robin hit Crystal on the arm. That's disrespectful. I don't know what I would have done. I would have had to probably lay hands in Jesus' name. Something. Because that's disrespectful. And that's a boundary for me. I don't know what Crystal's going to do, but that would have been a no for me. But at the end of the day, it was a complete mess. Robin shouldn't be doing business with no one. She should be in someone's office receiving therapy, possibly on medication, right? Because it's a no. It's just too messy. At least with the other show, the ladies were already together. Okay, we're seeing this. But they're trying to bring a mess together, right? That's like dating someone you know that you shouldn't be dating. You see all the red flags, but then you still decide to date them or marry them or have kids with them, right? It's not going to work. It's crazy. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think about Robin. Should she be trying to go into business with these ladies, or should she be on someone's couch trying to work out her life? Let me know what you think, guys. Leave a comment below, like, share, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.